Alexandre Daigle, a name that promised so much yet delivered so little. Daigle was supposed to be the savior of the Senators. He was supposed to bring new life to a dead franchise, bring them back into the light and restore them to their former glory as a cup-winning franchise all those decades ago. But you all know that isn't how it played out. Daigle ended up being the biggest bust in NHL history, and today we'll take a look at the career of the chosen one, Alexandre Daigle. All the way back during his midget level days, Daigle was absolutely dominating the league, but wanted more. He had one goal for himself that he had only dreamed of achieving in years past, and that was to score 50 goals in a single season. With the season being less than 50 games, he knew it wouldn't be easy, but he put in the work to make sure he achieved his goal. However, during the season, one of the worst things that could have happened. Alexandre Daigle broke his wrist. He thought there was no way he would ever be over a goal per game with a broken wrist, but he managed to play through the pain of a broken wrist and achieve his goal with exactly 50 goals in the 1991 season. Daigle was selected first overall in the 1991 QMJHL entry draft by the Victoriaville Tigers. If the expectations were not high before this, they definitely were now, and he was already seen as a high-end NHL prospect. In his rookie season, Daigle made an immediate impact and showed off his incredible offensive ability. He scored a very impressive 45 goals and 92 points in only 53 games, earning him the Michel Bergeron Trophy as the league's Offensive Rookie of the Year and Rookie of the Year in general. Daigle continued to excel in his draft year, further proving why he's a top NHL prospect for the upcoming draft. He tallied 49 goals and 137 points in just 53 games, leading the QMJHL in scoring. The bottom teams in the league, the Ottawa Senators and the San Jose Sharks, were now in a battle to see who could tank the season better to land Daigle. This would be known as the Daigle Cup, although the Senators did deny throwing their games for Daigle. After dominating the Q, Daigle was drafted, to no one's surprise, first overall by the Ottawa Senators in the 1993 NHL entry draft. This was when he said the now famous quote, "I'm glad I got drafted first because no one remembers number 2. Which is pretty ironic since the second overall pick was Chris Pronger, who ended up having a very successful career and even was inducted into the Hall of Fame. At this point, Daigle was maybe the most hyped up prospect in NHL history and would need to make a huge impact right off the bat if he wanted to live up to the hype, which he actually did. In his first 30 games of his NHL career, Daigle managed to put up an impressive 12 goals and 29 points, which is very good for a rookie. Unfortunately, he couldn't keep that pace and ended the season with 51 points in a full 84-game season, which is still respectable but not the level that people were hoping for. After a somewhat disappointing rookie season, the Sens decided to send Daigle back to the QMJHL to try to get him his game back. He would play 18 games in the Q and scored 14 goals and 34 points before being called back to the Sens and played 47 games and scored 16 goals and 37 points. After his very disappointing run with the Senators to start off his career, the Sens decided to send him over to the Philadelphia Flyers for Vaclav Prospal, Pat Falloon, and a 1998 second-round pick. This was supposed to be the reset that the chosen one needed to get his game back and become the star he was always supposed to be. However, he would only play 68 games with the Flyers spread across 2 seasons, but never played a full season with them. In those 68 games, Daigle scored 12 goals and 31 points. After a very short run with Philly, the Flyers clearly were not satisfied with his performance as they shipped him off to the Edmonton Oilers 1-for-1 for Andrei Kovalenko. But he would never end up playing for the Oilers as they traded him to the Lightning the very same day for Alex Selivanov. Daigle played 32 games for the Lightning in the back half of the 1999 season and scored only 12 points. At this point, it was very clear that Daigle would never come anywhere close to what his potential once was, no matter who he played with and what team he was on. It wouldn't take very long for Daigle to be moved once again, and for the last time in his career, he would be traded. The Lightning decided to trade Daigle to the New York Rangers for future considerations. Daigle played 58 games with the Lightning, scoring 26 points, and after that he was sent down to the AHL for the first time in his career to play 16 games for the Hartford Wolfpack. He would end up putting up 19 points in those games, but after the end of the 2000 season, Daigle decided to hang up the skates and retire from the NHL. During his retirement, Daigle would still continue to play hockey, but this time in the form of Monday Night Beer League. He would play 2 years in this Monday Night League, and although I couldn't find his stats, it's very safe to assume that he tore it up easily without even breaking a sweat. After 2 years of enjoying retirement, Alex Daigle decided to lace the skates back up and sign with the Pittsburgh Penguins for his big return. This could have been the turning point of his career, coming back with a chip on his shoulder, but just like the beginning of his career, it was a big disappointment. Daigle would only play 33 games for the Penguins and only score 3 goals and 7 points before being sent down to the AHL for the second time in his career, where he scored 38 points in 40 games. After that 33-game stint, the Penguins decided they had seen enough of Daigle and would let him test free agency, where he would sign with the Minnesota Wild for the 2004 season. Daigle would actually put up decent numbers with the Wild, scoring 51 points in 78 games in 2004 and 28 points in 46 games in 2006. He would then be loaned to the Kings AHL affiliate at the time, the Manchester Monarchs, and score 14 points in 16 games. After that, Daigle really struggled to find an NHL team that was willing to sign him to a deal. That's why when he was offered to play in Switzerland, he jumped all over the opportunity. He would spend the last 4 years of his hockey career playing in Switzerland, having a pretty successful career, winning 2 championships and being over a point per game in the 2007 season. So why was Daigle such a big bust? Well, it all came down to 2 things: lack of interest and a bit of bad luck. Ever since he scored those 50 goals back in his midget days, he didn't know where to go next and was a bit lost. He didn't have anything to play for and wasn't determined to capture a goal because in his mind, he already did. His progress was also severely hindered by 2 NHL lockouts, completely canceling the 2005 season and cutting the 2013 season in half. Alexandre Daigle was the player who was supposed to change the league and lead the Senators to new glory, but when it was all said and done, he did everything but that. If you want to see a video about a player that definitely did reach and exceed expectations, make sure to check out the video on the screen now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.